Hi, this is Ken. Today we're going to be talking with a friend of mine, Robin Buckman, Old Town Cafe. 13 months ago, I had no idea who this guy was, and when COVID hit, we became really good friends, and it was one of the best things that's happened through all of this. And he contacted me the other day when I was at the Freedom Rally, and he said, "Did you see the newspaper?" And I said, "No," and he told me that what was in the newspaper didn't quite line up with a World Freedom Rally. And I said, "Well, tell me about it." And Robin, in his usual self, he just told me about it. And I said, "You know, we ought to sit down and talk." I said, I think it's a good time to get to know you a little bit better. You can share your heart, and maybe we can get the story straight so people can understand what's going on." So we're going to go inside. We're going to meet with Robin. Look forward to it.
Things have been pretty silent as far as customer complaints and stuff as far as in our face, because, I mean, you can tell that people want to be there.
Yeah.
There's, you know, and the people that don't want to be there, they figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why I'm not getting any complaints.
Yeah.
They want to be there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them that want to be there.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
I know. But they're not the ones that write all the positive stuff.
Well, no.
They wait, they don't say anything.
No, the positive people say very little. The negative people, we actually had the cops called on that sign Friday. They called the cops.
For?
Because we were trying to incite a protest.
On that?
Yeah, on our sign.
So that was the Friday before?
No, this was the Friday after. This was this past Friday.
This was okay.
Because we have that out every day. And so Herrera came down. He's our cop downtown. He's definitely on our side. And I wasn't there, but he talked to these. He goes, "Somebody called in a complaint about a sign that you guys are trying to get protests started and this and that."
That same sign?
Yeah, same sign. And Lisa
a week later.
Yeah, Lisa took him out and showed it to him. He just laughed. He took a picture of it. So I really hope they call back.
Somebody walks by and...
And like I said, on the other side of that are the lyrics to America the Beautiful. And when you put all that stuff together, it's a different context of what they're showing.
Mm-hmm.
When you take out the 1.5 million, which we didn't even know about, and they disregard. Have you read this article?
Mm-hmm.
So if they basically made it sound like our rights don't mean anything, you know, and we were just following orders. There were no county orders.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, the state didn't tell them to shut us down.
Right.
They did that on their own.
They had to make their own resolution.
That's right. And Nevada City, they've made their own resolutions.
Right. Yep. Everybody. It was their choice.
Yeah.
And they're continuing it. That's where...
So what's going on here? Anything with you? No? Yeah, see, we haven't been bothered at all.
No. I think they know it's all opening up, so...
Well, yeah, and there's so many of us now, whether they're part of us or not.
Yeah.
People are just opening up.
I know. They're just kind of letting it go. Just kind of.
Yeah.
But still have to go after that.
Yeah.
Have to. I'm hoping that doing our own media, having our own voice, can really make an impact.
Well, you know, and I don't know, maybe we need to do something to let people know that we've moved way beyond this.
Right.
You know?
I agree.
You know, when we first started this, it was, you know, to save our businesses, to save our employees, but we've moved way past that. Mm-hmm. Now it's about saving the community.
Right.
It's about saving lives in the community.
Yep.
Okay? From depression, suicide, and they talk about that in here too, but they downplay that.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's all about us.
Yeah. You know, everything else is being downplayed except for what they want the public to think that we're doing, that we're out for us. Mm. That's still out there. That it's just about me and you.
Well, you know, we got into this. It was kind of a... I didn't know you before all this happened.
No.
And did we? So I don't really know a lot about you.
Tell me a little bit about. You do something else besides restaurant. I mean, you had a life.
Lately.
Did you have a life before?
Not lately. I don't do anything but the restaurant now.
I mean, did you always live here? I mean,
No. I moved up here about 27 years ago to manage the Safeway store.
The one here in Grass Valley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the little one.
Yeah.
The big one wasn't even here yet when I
Okay.
came up here, and they were getting ready to close this one when I came up.
Okay.
I had to pull every string I could to get that store.
Mm-hmm. Manage it.
Yeah, because I was a newbie manager,
Right.
and they don't normally let you do that. In less than a year, we turned that store into, per square foot, the biggest moneymaker in Northern California.
Whoa.
And that's per square foot. We're a pretty small store,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
per square footage, we turn around, which is why they kept it open and remodeled it. Then when my daughter was born, about 9 months into her life, I figured out that you have to spend a lot of time to be a good store manager. It's not just you put in your 8, you go home. That I only got to see my kid about an hour and a half a day, and that wasn't enough for me. So I retired, and I bought 2 Baskin-Robbins stores, the one here in town and one
really?
in Auburn. Yeah,
I didn't
that
know
was an
that.
error in judgment. That's like working, at least with that franchise, that was like working for a corporation without getting a paycheck. They didn't really want to hear what we had to say. You know, they were making decisions based on everybody versus regionally or
Okay.
geographically.
Right.
You know,
You
where,
had, you had 2 stores.
yeah. So I sold those, bought the restaurant.
And that was what year?
What year did I buy the restaurant? What year is it now? 05?
Did it?
I've had it for
20
16 years, so
Yeah,
let's do
probably,
the math.
probably 05.
Yeah, around 05.
Around 05. And it was existing?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was existing. It was Old Town Cafe when I bought it. It's the oldest continuous restaurant in Grass Valley. I have it traced back as far as 1930 when it was Bluebird Confectionery. They sold boxed candies, sandwiches, and cigars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's been some form of restaurant ever since. The 2 most notable are Bluebird Cafe, which it was twice, and Johnny's Donuts.
Now, was it a cafe like it is today? Breakfast? Oh, okay. So you didn't convert it?
No.
Okay.
No, in fact, we pretty much left. I continued, I replaced some of the mirrors because the mirrors all used to be blue when it was Bluebird. Nobody knows what happened to
That'd be good to have.
them, right?
That'd be fun to have.
Yeah. But I replaced a lot of the mirrors that had gotten broken over the years and they had just, you know, painted the walls or whatever.
Mhm.
So I finished off the mirrors there. We redid the counter. I've reopened the, underneath the back counter, there's glass doors. Well, they're double pane glass doors. Back in the day, that was the ice box. Because there's
Oh.
holes cut in the floor so that the cold air comes up and then you can put ice in there.
Oh, cool.
So, and somebody painted those windows, so we finally got those unpainted and stuff, and we're redoing those right now.
So you have the business, you don't own the building? And
No, the
oh,
building
okay,
belongs to the Oddfellows. It's us, the hallway between us and the shoe store,
Okay.
and the shoe store and goes 3 stories up.
Okay.
Yeah, it was built back in 1855 by the Oddfellows. Still owned by them today.
So you've been in the community a long time.
Yes.
Been around it, and you have 1 daughter?
I have 1 daughter, and then I don't like to use the term stepdaughters, but I have a stepdaughter and a stepson.
Good.
2 grandkids.
And so you've been running the business, really a staple in the community, and it had to be a shock to you when all this stuff hit the fan. You know, 2020 March. That's how we got to meet each other. But I'm a new guy in town. You know, a few years. But for you, long term, and what you had, things going. It would be like the old Friar Tuck's owners. I'm the new guy. But for you, it had to be a huge impact. I mean, you experienced it a lot different than I did. Tell me a little what went on. What was?
Well, I guess even before or right around the same time COVID hit, we were dealing with George Floyd and all the
Right.
riots, mostly peaceful protests. Sorry.
I know you're being careful. I know.
But that kind of got things started because I wrote a piece on Old Town's Facebook page because the mandates were just starting to come in and stuff from Newsom. And I made the statement that we were no longer going to follow the mandates if they can't enforce the law. The law applies to everybody or to nobody at all, in my opinion. So if they can't enforce the taking down of statues, the final straw for me was Ulysses S. Grant and Francis Scott Key's when they tore those statues down and nobody did anything about it.
Right.
So I made a statement. That got a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And not necessarily the good kind of attention. But I had the health department in. We closed for one day because the health department wanted to come in and inspect us. They didn't say we had to close, but we did because I didn't know what their attitude was going to be. We were doing everything that we normally do. A lot of people took it that we were no longer going to wash our hands. We were no longer going to clean anything. That was their interpretation of not following any more of Newsom's mandates. Mm-hmm. Well, it has nothing to do with public health. I mean, we're all about keeping our patrons, our employees, our community safe and healthy. And we've always done that.
Yeah, nothing new.
Yeah, no, it's day to day, you know. We do the same things every day. It's
so you
never
closed
changed.
Down and then...
So they came in that day and we talked. I had all the proper signage that they wanted. We had all the hand sanitizers out. You know, we were normal. She said, you can open right now. And I said, well, we'll reopen tomorrow. And I gave my crew the day off. And we also went rounds about the masks. And I told her that, in my opinion, it is a workplace safety issue.
Right.
Okay? It's too hot in the kitchen, they can't breathe. My people are running inside and outside, they can't breathe. I'm not going to have them pass out. I am not going to put their health in jeopardy.
They have their own rights.
And they agreed.
Yeah. Good. So that was... Yeah.
And that was right at the beginning.
But that wasn't the same perception as everybody else
No.
had. That was yours and them.
Yes.
But there's the rest of the world.
Yes. And unfortunately, the rest of the world doesn't hear those things.
No.
What they hear is what's being portrayed in the paper or on social media by people who have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you and I experienced so much internal stuff, you know, during this behind the doors that nobody really knows about. I mean, nobody knows that, you know, what you're going through because, you know, it's all about you want to be rich or, you know, whatever it might be. And anyway, that's why I'm glad we talk about this stuff anyway.
Yes.
But it's so good to be able to just kind of get it out there, you know, that we got a restaurant coalition going and we're over our head. I mean, what are we doing here? We're trying to figure it all out. We need somebody to stop, you know, help us, you know. We need something to put some smoke up or something so we could keep going. And it's all been new for us. I mean, you know that. It's all been a learning experience.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, when this first started, nobody knew for sure. We did what everybody asked us to do. We shut down. We did to-goes only. You know, we spent a ton of money, our savings to stay open, to keep as many employees as I could.
Right.
You know, and it was only supposed to be for 14 days to flatten the curve.
There we go.
60 plus days later, here we are. You know, and now it's been a year, and nothing's really changed.
Nothing's changed.
You know, except for the fact that the cure is worse than the disease.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
The side effects that are happening to our youth, to our elderly, to our population, to our community is worse than COVID.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've talked a little bit about how the Board of Supervisors, I don't want to get off on it, but they signed a resolution based on Gavin Newsom's emergency order, but it says in it and throughout all of it that they should review it every 60 days to determine if we have the same issues going on. And here we are, a year later, and if you hold up that document, you say, would you sign that document today based on imminent health danger? We cannot handle it in our hospitals. We're overloaded. Our county cannot handle this. We have to follow the governor's orders. And we are so far from that today. And as you know, the whole narrative and everything that's coming out in the newspapers and what's happening, they don't get it. And I know you've had some serious concerns about all that stuff. And I know we can talk about it, but I just, I think it's time to talk about this stuff and, let people hear our hearts and what's happening here.
It needs to become a bigger conversation.
Right.
It needs to become a community conversation so that everybody can hear the right things, the things that they need to hear, the things that they should be hearing, not just things that are slanted to one side or the other. Because the reality is people use the word politicized. Well, to me, it's never been about the politics of it. It's about the facts of it. It's about the science of it. And I can bring just as many scientists with the same credentials as, say, the other side can, and they can both argue it out. So we're not hearing both sides of the story. The media is skewed, in my opinion, to one side, and that's the fear side. They don't ever seem to tell you how many people recovered.
Right.
You don't ever hear that. You hear how many people died. And you hear they died of COVID. Not with COVID, of COVID.
Right.
Well, and that's not the case either. We already know that.
Right.
Okay, but those things aren't coming out. So the people are being feared into submission. Our rights are slowly being stripped away from us, and people aren't seeing it.
Right. Exactly right.
And I think that's the conversation that we need to start having as a community.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm just going to jump into this then.
Well, we got something that came out in the newspaper. I remember this came up because I was asked to speak at a freedom rally in Brunswick, and
the World Freedom Rally.
Yeah, it's a world rally, and I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. And they say, hey, you want to talk? Yeah, okay, I'll just tell them what we're doing. And we're little Nevada City, Grass Valley, and so I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, everybody talked, and we did all that. But then I didn't know it until after. I think you texted me, and you said, did you look at the newspaper? And that stirred a lot, and I think that's part of the reason why we're here today.
Well, yeah. I mean, they put 3 articles out, one called The New Normal, one, The Suit Seeks to Stop COVID-19 Mandates, and Care Facilities, Eateries Top List of Virus Outbreaks. Now, as you know and I know, most people aren't going to read the entire articles. But they put these 3 articles out on the front page of the paper on the same day that the World Freedom Rally was happening. And all 3 of these articles are slanted towards making, in my opinion, restaurants and bars look bad. And here's an example. Under the new normal, there's a picture of my sign that I keep out on the sidewalk or in the street in our eating area outside. And the caption of this says, a sign placed along Mill Street in downtown Grass Valley states that the benches are placed there for being used for a peaceful protest to protect the rights of bars and restaurants. The sentence ends there. What that sign actually says is to protect the rights of bars, restaurants, small businesses, and the American way of life. And when you add those 2 things to it, it's clear that it's not just about bars and restaurants.
Right.
And it's not, and it hasn't been for a long time.
Why have a world rally?
Right. And why print the 3 of these on the same day on the front page of the paper as the World Freedom Rally?
Yep.
And why leave out specific information that changes the narrative of what that sign actually says? And on the other side of that sign are the lyrics to America the Beautiful. Okay, that's what that sign's about. And it says it's a peaceful protest.
So the full package is not being
No.
It's not.
No, they use they're using the terms to support their narrative. Okay? When you read about the suit, that's a lawsuit that the Restaurant Coalition has. Well, you're aware.
Yeah, we're still working on it.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
Well, we're not working on it. They are.
They are.
We're
They
working
are.
on other things now.
I know.
We've
I
moved
know.
way beyond that.
Yeah.
You know, they have information in there I didn't even know.
Yeah, I know.
You know, which
I
is
know.
interesting
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
And again, that article to me is slanted to make it sound like we shouldn't have any rights.
Mm-hmm.
That we're claiming we've been damaged because he did, and we are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they took away our free speech, because we were told to shut up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because we were making noise. And then when you take the third one, care facilities and eateries top list of virus outbreaks. Oh my God, 90% of the readers just stopped reading and said, oh my God, I can't go to a restaurant anymore. They're the leading cause of outbreaks.
Right.
Now, in over a year of information that's out there, they managed to find 2 months, according to the article, that says that we top it.
Right.
And it's not even specific to local,
No.
because locally that's definitely not true.
No. But historically, it's less than 2%.
Yeah.
Of restaurants throughout the nation. I mean, that's a fact.
So the media in all of this, and my take on this, and it makes me angry. So I'm glad we have you, because you're the calm one. I'm more reactionary.
Maybe we should turn this around.
Right?
Maybe I should let it rip.
Yeah.
You know?
But what gets me is since this started, since the coalition started, since we've moved past things and gained more information and talked more with other business owners, with leaders in the state, done our own research, that we have moved way beyond this stuff, and we're now focusing on things to mitigate the side effects of the lockdowns and the side effects of all of these mandates. And yet the media and a lot of people out there, including politicians, are still trying to separate us, whether it's by race, whether it's by masks or no masks, or, you know what? You have your opinion, I have mine.
Yeah.
We should be able to have a calm discussion about it.
Exactly.
That's not what's been happening.
Right. You mentioned side effects. You remember we were getting ready to go out when we did our press conference,
Mm-hmm.
and we were trying to figure out what to say, right? So you brought up side effects. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I made a note of that, and I even made it. If you look at the video, I put that in there. I said, and I mean, are we prophetic or what? I mean, did we know? But I think we did, because you were saying right there, day one, there's side effects to all of this, and we had no idea. When was that? I don't know when we did it. October. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
it was.
But I had no idea that
Towards the end of
looking forward now to where we are, that's really what it's all about. You know, I mentioned it's bigger than COVID, it's evil, but yet here we are now, where I just did an interview with a lady whose son committed suicide, and I hear it every day. We had a children's meeting here last night of all these kids. I had a kid here. We're just talking about what these kids are doing in their depression, and that's just one aspect. But here we are, and the narrative is still about a restaurant trying to make money or whatever.
And if anybody does research on restaurants and making money, you don't do it to get rich.
You're in the wrong business.
Yeah. You don't do it to get
I
rich.
was in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
I know what you can make money in Silicon Valley. When you come here, it's like,
and I was a store manager for Safeway with a 6-figure income. So
how many days have our servers made more money than we had at the end of the night?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I'm not saying that negatively. It's just the way the business is.
Yes.
It is.
We didn't get into this business because we were trying to get rich. We do
No.
it because we enjoy it. We enjoy people. We enjoy the interaction. We enjoy hearing about their families and learning. The hardest part of my business is my clientele has always been kind of older.
Yeah.
Having them die,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the hardest ones for me was Dave's Shoe Repair, and I don't know if you were around when Dave was around or not, but
No.
he died a few years ago. But he came in, he was just 2 doors down from us, staple in the community forever, had lunch with me every day, every single day, sat in the same stool. He brought his own veggie patty. I don't know what that was about, but that's probably what killed him.
I shouldn't have it.
We would cook that for him and make him his special coffee and stuff, and that was every day for years and years and years. And so they become part of our lives. We become part of their lives.
Yeah.
When I have regulars now that don't show up, I have my wife calling them. Where are they? Because they didn't say they were going out of town. They didn't say they weren't going to be here. So we worry about it.
Like your children.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know?
That's a side you don't hear about.
No. I mean, and that's why we do what we do.
That's why we do. I
mean,
know. I know. And as you know, we've both felt like how people need a full life. You know, there's more to life. And that I think our restaurants have been able to help them flourish and have a life and feel good about life. And that's what we talk about. That's what we want to do. That's what we enjoy doing. And we're not built to be this hard ass.
No.
You know, we're made to serve and take care of we just love it. That's what we do. And so I appreciate, you did a pretty good job of not letting it rip too bad.
Told you, tired.
No, I appreciate your heart is just, it's amazing to me because we connected and we're so connected, but we're so different.
Yep.
And that's what I think I really love about our relationship. It's so cool that, you know, we could scream and yell and curse and then yet pray together and go, hey, what's going on in our life? You know, it's, we've really, like we've all said, this COVID, the best thing about COVID is the connectivities we've made with people that are so
we never would have met otherwise.
I mean, just core heart-driven. Everybody I've met.
Yes.
Not coalition, the community.
Yeah, the community, yeah.
They love this community.
The outpouring has been unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And their hearts are just so committed to this community. And it's just, I mean, you've been here longer than I, but that's what's attracting me. It's like memories and people, you know, what we do. It's incredible.
We have the best communities around between Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Yeah.
I mean, the people here are genuine. They are giving. They are caring. And they are generous to a fault. Mm-hmm. You know? I know.
Great people. I see people that, you know, on our side of it, they come in because they want to be here. They love it. Oh, I don't have to wear a mask or, you know, all whatever they do. Mm-hmm. But yet I also sense in them what a lot of people don't hear is they're concerned about those other people, and I mean by those that are not experiencing that freedom and that happiness. They're concerned about them. Yeah, they're divisive and they don't like their politics or whatever, but they want them free. I mean, they want them to be able to enjoy life, get back to enjoying life. And they don't want the divisiveness. And we just hope that some of what we're doing here is going to help bring some healing back into the community. God only knows, but we're just fighting like crazy to get that.
We hear that all the time too at Old Town is, you know, our neighbors or our son or our parents won't leave the house.
I know.
They're scared.
Yeah.
They think we're crazy. They don't like this or they don't like that. And, you know, that's not how their parents grew up.
They really want life back. You can really tell it. They're hurting for their friends. And they can get into, oh, they're this, they're right, they're left, whatever. But they really hurt for the relationship. And I think they're missing out. You can tell they're missing that. They want that. And I think that's what we've been trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of that at Old Town too. And one thing that we have that's kind of great for us is that they closed down Mill Street. So it's now become a walkabout. And when the sun is out, the streets are just packed.
Beautiful.
You know, and families are out there and they're having fun and you're seeing smiles and hearing laughter and seeing the dogs and people are concerned about their friends, their neighbors, their loved ones who are still scared, are fearful of coming out or because of political belief or whatever it is.
Right.
And those freedoms that we have taken for granted for so long are slipping away.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are seeing it and a lot of people aren't.
Right.
And
you know, I think, I really believe that I'm kind of surprised at how it's all come to this. I mean, we didn't know it would be this way, but we're really, the coalition started out as, because of what was happening in the market and everything else. It's bad, but it's turned completely full cycle to where it has caused us to really cherish the things we love, and yes, we want to stop the oppression, the government, board of supervisors, whoever is against freedom and life. And at the other side is we want to bring hope to children and reopen churches, reopen communities, reopen nonprofits, get sports back into it, get life back into the community. And it's just driven us into a whole new area that we're only restaurant guys, but we impact a lot of people.
We do. We have that ability because we get to see so many people.
I know, exactly.
And it's even become now more widespread. I mean, I'm sure you do, and I have people that come from different areas, different states.
Yeah.
Because they've heard about what we're doing and they want to support us.
Exactly.
Or they just want to go someplace where they're not going to be hassled, and they can feel free. If my wife were here, she'd tell you about 2 kids that she talked to the other day. They were having breakfast at our place, and the little girl was about in tears because she was telling her mom how this felt so normal, and so she was so happy to be out, and that's the kind of the things that people aren't seeing. We're doing everything under the guise of protecting people, and people really don't need to be protected.
No.
The elderly, the at-risk certainly do.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we go home and play Russian roulette.
Yeah.
But
totally aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
That's like we tell everybody: be respectful, honor the people that are there. We're not in a political business. We're a hospitality business.
Right.
We're here to have fun.
And
we're here to enjoy life.
That's the other thing that's coming up. That's going to be fun for us too. Is that we've been discussing, doing events for kids and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. And so we've moved 180 degrees.
Yeah, we had a meeting last night, tentatively Rollins Lake before summer, out at the lake, campfires, face painting, photo booths, music.
I have a boat and inner tubes.
Yeah, and some of the kids, Sammy's friends, are helping organize it. Rock painting, doing a mosaic, just having a real fun kids event. And the kids I talked to about they're wired. And then some of the older guys, the college kids, we want to get them in here and have father-son dinner, mother-daughter dinners, and just build community back and let them enjoy each other again. And it's really fun. That's what we're good at. We can do hospitality.
The only thing we know.
I just no. You got the breakfast, I got the dinner. We can do this thing. Yeah. It's really cool. Anyway, it is. Is there anything else that I think we pretty much nailed all this stuff?
And the only thing I would like to say in summary is, first of all, every cloud's got a silver lining. For me, that was, like we discussed earlier, meeting all of the new people that I probably never would have met.
Exactly.
I don't know that you and I would have ever gotten to be friends.
Probably not.
Sergio and Lena and Valentina and Lior and so many others, that I probably never would have met. Oh, and Film Boy, Steve, Mr. Colby. Wow, you good? But just so many people and so many more family members, customers, patrons, whatever you want to call them,
right.
Community members that we probably never would have met had we not taken the stand that we took.
I agree.
And now our stand has changed. Okay, and we've evolved with events. We have evolved with what needs to be done. And that's what I really want people to understand is we're not the dirty, nasty restaurant coalition wanting to stay open and make money and put everybody's lives at risk. That was never our goal to begin with.
Exactly.
Our goal has always been is to take care of the community. And that's what we're doing, and we're still evolving, and now we're taking care of the community in different ways.
That's right, we are.
And I want to thank you for taking the lead on this, because you are you're the calm, you're the voice of reason, you are level-headed.
Well, I didn't have a lot of horsepower behind me. Guys like you, we would go nowhere. You kick me and keep it going. But anyway, I love you, man. I just thank you for all this, and let God bless what we're doing here. Yeah, and America.
Absolutely.